I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, let's not go home.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those.
Happy days.
It's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make space.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the bloodstain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about it.
Happy days.
It's just one of those,
Happy days.
it's just one of those days.
The weekend comes, let's not go home. Ready to make space.
Feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance. 'Cause right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
If my day keeps going this way and this way,
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
give me something free. Give me something free. I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here,
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 126 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. How's everyone doing this fine Thursday evening? I'm doing well, thank you very much. Despite the fact it's getting even more and more colder by the day. I mean, we're approaching towards the end of November and heading towards December already. I just cannot believe how quick this year has gone by. It's actually been really, really scary to think about. But anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I hope you all have the heating on. I don't, because again, my heating is not entirely working at the moment, which is why I'm kind of stuck in the cold. I mean, it's not like bad kind of cold, but I mean, if I were to be able to see my breath while speaking, then I think, yeah, then we would encounter a massive problem there. But I'll see if I can power my way through it, and then, of course, see from there. What I've also mentioned as well, folks, Entropy is live and working just now, which is really good to see. And as I said in the previous episodes, I will be using Entropy as a side streaming service from now on. And, of course, I'm going to be, in order for me to receive donations of any kind, Entropy will be the best option. So if you would like to contribute to the show in any way, shape, or form and show your support, you can always send me a donation through Entropy, which you can see the link in that, which will be in the chat just now as a pinned comment. Or if you can't see that just yet for whatever reason, I will post it in the chat just now, again, just in case. But if you want to support the show in any way, shape, or form through donations, Entropy will be the best platform for that. So, and of course, as I mentioned before, any questions you would like to ask me, just pop in your questions in the Entropy link just now, and I will answer them towards the end of tonight's show. Now, with that being said, I do have 3 or 4 topics to cover, and I'm not going to touch upon the what was the name of the gentleman I mentioned in the previous couple of episodes, Hans John, or something like that. Basically, the founder of Civic Nationalism. I'm not going to cover that tonight. I'm definitely going to be saving that up for the next episode, which will be on Sunday at 5 p.m., maybe 6 p.m. I'll keep you guys updated with that on Telegram. In fact, speaking of Telegram, I'm going to get this up here underneath my screen. There we go. There's all the social media accounts that I'm on. And of course, please follow me on all these other social medias. Most importantly, Telegram. If you want to get more daily updates about the show or anything like that at all, please follow my Telegram page. Or if you want, just in case if something were to happen to my YouTube one day, if it gets deplatformed or nuked for whatever reason, I'll probably not ever actually get a reason for it, but it will probably because, well, you broke community guidelines and all of that. definitely follow me on Odysee if you can. And you can follow me on other platforms like Gab and Twitter if you're still on that. I'm actually surprised that I'm still on it, to be honest. But of course, but even with that being said, a lot of people who had their accounts suspended a few years back are now actually starting to come back. I've seen, I might have mentioned this already on the previous episode, but Sargon of Akkad, or Carl Benjamin, has come back. He's got his account reinstated. Quite a few others have had their accounts reinstated, which I mean is nice to see that they've got their accounts back. But yeah, that's Twitter for you. Although there has been a lot of murmurs about Alex Jones not coming back due to the fact that Elon Musk was not going to have someone like Alex Jones back on the platform because of the whole Sandy Hook thing that happened. Which I mean, I can understand why Elon Musk would not want to have him back on, but again, this is going back to this idea of, Elon Musk is very pro free speech and all of that, which I guess in that case completely just shatters that entire thing. Or even not just with Alex Jones, but just the idea of some of the people coming back, but then still have their accounts being suspended for whatever reason it might be. In fact, a prime example to me would be Emily Yukis. She recently, I think, had her account reinstated, or maybe she started a brand new one, and she did posted a very spicy, very truthful type of post or tweet on Twitter, which in that case got her, of course, suspended because she talked about the Jews. So basically, Twitter in a nutshell, or Elon Musk in a nutshell, it basically consists of, we're for freedom of speech, but the Jews, it's just like it's astonishing. It really is utterly astonishing. Anyway, let me have a quick look and see who's in the chat just now, and then we'll move on to something else and get started. So there's my pinned comment there, of course. There's Gamma Sandwich in the chat. Hello, thank you for watching Mood of the Nation. Ugly Truth is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. English Rose is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Marcus Cross is in the chat as well. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Rory Herbert is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. And he also posted a comment saying Happy Thanksgiving. I mean, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, nor I think it's more of an American thing. But I guess I will mention this real quick to all of my American subscribers or viewers of the show or anything like that at all, or followers. Happy Thanksgiving to American civilians, whatever the case may be. Have a great day. Which is actually kind of funny to mention because normally when Thanksgiving rolls around, you would normally see a lot of comments from other platforms like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, where they would try and condemn Thanksgiving, like, it's basically a genocide of the Native Americans or whatever, and Christopher Columbus was like a colonizer and all of that. But funnily enough, I never actually seen anything like that this year, which is quite surprising. I don't know whether or not if maybe all the anti-whites maybe tried that, but it didn't exactly turn out the way as they thought it would be. But I don't know. Or maybe they just might want to focus on something else entirely, but who knows? But it's quite surprising nonetheless with that. Anyway, moving on from there. Aunt Sally is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. R. Powell is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Steve Cray is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. High Tower, thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Of course, we've got Joe Marsh is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation, as always. Speaking of Joe Marsh, I did mention this in the previous episode this past Tuesday, but Joe has his own YouTube channel, which is it's called Joe Marsh, but I think he's also going to be calling it the Welsh National Stream, I think it's going to be called. But I don't know if the link will be posted in the chat, but if maybe English Rose might do so. But please post that link in the chat and show Joe Marsh your full support. Actually, I just want to have a quick look and see what his subscriber count is currently, because I remember on Tuesday's episode, his subscriber count was around 149 subs, maybe. It was something to that effect, but let me have a quick look and see how much he has garnered since then. I'll see if I can maybe find the account. 165 subscribers. I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, come on. I think we can still give him a little bit more love than that. I mean, come on, show him your full support, everyone. Subscribe to Joe Marsh's brand new YouTube account, which I'm sure he'll be streaming regularly regarding to that. Looking cool, Chief. Well, thank you very much, Arpal. Thank you very much. It's just really another shirt Of course, with the hair and beard and all of that. Which I think in this case, I might want to get a haircut at some point, maybe a slight trim of the beard again, just so I can tidy up a little bit. But that's just me. Who else is with us? Who else is with us? Bill Athling is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Another member from PA Wales, same with Joe Marsh. The Woodlander is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Greatly appreciate you guys being here. Exile, thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation, the Jews. Adam Miller is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Kanye got his back and immediately named them again, which is, I mean, it's pretty based of him to do that, to be quite honest. Exile, I mentioned Exile already, but thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. English Weather is with us. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. I like how the Chief thanks everyone individually. Very cool. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I just thought, well, I might as well. So, I mean, it's almost like a way as like a big of a thank you to everyone who keeps coming back and watching it on a regular basis. I mean, I got 28 people watching the show already, which I mean, and I got most of the viewers watching it are mainly people who I see in the chat are usually what are they called? Regular viewers, I want to call them. Which I mean, I don't know how I do it, but I must be doing something right, I guess. But I greatly appreciate that nonetheless. So again, everyone, thank you all very much for that. So greatly appreciate your genuine support. Joe Marsh, real quick. If you think Tommy's a grifter, wait till my stream starts. I'm turning grift level up to ninja. Based Joe. Let's see. I subbed to Joe since the other night. Fair enough. Well, that's really great of you to do that, Aunt Sally. Well done. Picking Guys 1972. Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Grow a double afro style Moody. It's all the rage these days with the white dudes. I don't know if I'm able to do that, but I mean, I could have a look into that, I guess. But let's see here. Speaking of Joe Marsh's YouTube channel, I'll just post that here. Well, it's already been posted in the chat, but English Rose has very kindly posted the link for Joe's channel in the channel, or in the chat, I should say. So please give him a follow if you can. And I think Aunt Sally made a good point here. Joe Marsh, hope you've got a backup channel sorted on Odysee as well, because you probably won't last on YouTube. You know what? That's actually a very good point, Aunt Sally. And also, Joe, if you're watching, definitely open up an Odysee channel as well. I know you may have a PA Wales, but again, just open up another Odysee channel just in case. Because again, with YouTube being the way that it is, it's very an anti-white cesspit at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if some of our channels will get deplatformed at some point. I'm surprised I'm actually still on YouTube. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not exactly a well-known figure within the scene, but I mean, I don't know. But there will be it's not a matter of will I get suspended, it's more of a matter of when I'll get suspended. So I would definitely recommend Joe to open up a Odysee account as well, just in case if your channel does get deplatformed, which I hope it doesn't. But again, it's that case of, it's not a matter of will it get deplatformed, it's more of a matter of when will it get deplatformed. So definitely open up an Odysee account if you can. I think that is it at the moment. 14 likes and rising from Rory Herbert. That's really good to see. Well, I would definitely recommend people giving this stream again a big thumbs up. So if you like the stream, please like it, and also it can help out with the algorithm as it can. Also, more importantly, it would be much appreciated if you guys can share the stream on other platforms. Again, whether you're on Telegram, if you can post it, if you can, on other channels, just to share it around. Post it on Twitter, if you're still on Twitter, that is. Post it on Gab. Maybe post it on all the other platforms. Like there's a new one I mentioned on the previous episode called Hive or something to that effect. But again, any platform you're on, please share the stream there if you can. That would be much appreciated. This is from Aunt Sally real quick. Once you get popular and comfortable as a channel on YouTube, they wield their power and axe you when you least expect it. My observations. No, that's very true. Like I tend to see that with a lot of content creators. Who is it that, I mean, of course, myself, I'm still on YouTube. PA Talk with Cyborg and Mean People are still on YouTube at the moment. Jody Marsh is still on YouTube at the moment. I'm trying to think and see who else in the nationalist, not necessarily PA scene, but in the overall nationalist scene are still on YouTube at the moment. Martin W., thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. I think maybe Edward Dutton is still on. Yeah, he's still on YouTube, of course. What am I thinking? He'll still be on YouTube. quite a few others are still on YouTube at the moment. So I mean, it's good that they're still on it, but again, it's that matter of fact of it's going to happen whether you like it or not, or whether you agree with it or not. You're going to get axed a deplatform at some point. I hope it doesn't happen sooner rather than later, but it's bound to happen at some point. It's bound to happen at some point. Anyway, let's move on from there. I think everyone is here, so let's get on with the show then. About 50 minutes into the show already, which is actually crazy to think. If you like Moody, hit like his button. Indeed. So definitely like the stream, guys. We greatly appreciate that. Right then, let's move on to. I'm going to share the screen real quick and then start off with the first topic at hand. Yeah, share audio as well, just in case. I'm going to do that as well. Yeah. Of course, going to the screen just now. First of all, right. And the 4 Heat Watchers vanish. Oh dear. Right then. Actually, before I get into the topics itself, I think we can maybe take the time to maybe do like a short review of last night's PWR. Now, as we discussed towards the end of Tuesday's night's Mood of the Nation, episode 125, I think it was, some people in the chat were mentioning about PWR, which of course happened live yesterday, and that was between Mark and also Jason or No White Gill. Now, the show did happen last night, and of course, many people were there. I think, from what I've seen as of maybe it was like the highest viewed show in a long while. From what I've seen, there was about maybe 500 plus viewers, and what I've seen with the like and dislike ratio, it was very mixed. I mean, it was more along the lines of positive, but there was a lot of negative reactions to it as well. And I can understand why, because again, the whole purpose of last night's PWR was more of a reaction to the stream that Jason made when he was reacting to the US midterm elections. I think that was maybe a week ago, maybe almost 2 weeks ago, I think, but I'm not entirely too sure. But the whole point of PWR's episode was all about that. Now, from what I've seen from last night, I think it was a good thing that it didn't spawn out into like an all-out spark fest from both Mark and Jason. I know it wouldn't go to that point anyway, but it was nice to see that both even though they had some disagreements here and there, but ultimately they had a very civilized and very mature way of dealing with the whole situation. I think from what Marcus said last night, that they're going to part ways. They're still going to be friends, and I'm sure they'll still work with each other here and there. But I think both have a very different. I think even Mark and maybe Jason might have said it as well on the show last night. But I think both have a very different views on what when it comes to nationalism. So especially when it comes to the topic of the JQ. So Mark goes one way, Jason, of course, goes the other way. And of course, again, it ended on a high note. There was any beefs or any animosity or anything like that at all. It was a case of, I like you, I respect you with that, but I think we're going to have to part ways, because I think you and I have a very different look on how we should view nationalism, especially when it comes to the JQ. And it was great that way. And I know that maybe there might have a lot of people that have a really strong resentment towards Jason, but I hope, I mean, as much as I strongly disagree with that stream and what he says about people when it comes to the JQ, I don't have any animosity towards Jason whatsoever. I actually do agree with this idea of having a very positive outlook when it comes to like a white positivity when it comes to Europe and all of that. And I agree with that part. And I when it comes to the whole JQ part and his stance on it, I really just, especially what he said in that midterm election stream, I really just did not agree with it whatsoever. But again, I don't have any animosity towards Jason in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I actually hope he does well. I hope he and his lexicon, wherever it's meant to be called, goes on to much better pastures. I hope it becomes a lot more successful. I missed Jason Jason Cohn or No White Gill, as was shown. Yes, No White Gill from last night's PWR. A very quite a mixed episode, I think, for a lot of people, but I think it ultimately ended on a high note regarding to that. So for a lot of people, it might be the end of an era for a lot of people, especially that I think, as Mark said, in PWR last night that he and Jason were streaming together for about, what was it, 4 years or something like that, which is a very long time. So for a lot of people, it did come off as like the end of an era. So I guess it does open the door for maybe more guests to appear on PWR. I mean, I don't know, but it'll be interesting nonetheless regarding to that. So, and Sally, real quick, I am proud of how they both acted with gentlemanly decorum last night on PWR. Yeah, same. You know, I was very happy with that. It didn't go on to some kind of like Spurg fest or whatever the case may be, because I think if that were to happen that way, I think a lot of our detractors would love to see something like that, because it showcases that the nationalist scene is all falling apart. They can't get along with each other and all of that. So I'm glad that it never turned out that way, and I'm glad that a very gentleman-like, you know, shook hands, good luck to you, and hope your pastors are successful and all of that, and I'll go on my direction, and that was that, that type of idea. So it was a good stream nonetheless with that. So now I'm looking forward to future episodes of PWR, and maybe, because I don't normally watch Jason's streams. I do try it when I can, but it's usually after when they're live, and maybe if it's shown on my recommendations. I don't know how, but I might even give it a watch then. But and of course, see from there with that, of course. Anyway, let's have a look at the first topic at hand for tonight while we move on from there. Now, this topic was brought to my attention by English Rose, which I greatly appreciate English Rose for doing this. And I'm going to see if I can get this up and have a look into this. Now, this is about universities, and of course how black students are actually getting more of an opportunity, more of a free pass or push, if you will, to be a lot more successful than their white counterparts. So let's have a look at this together, and I think it's going to be quite a doozy regarding to this topic. It's going to be quite a doozy. So let's have a look at this just now. Open Future Scholarship for Black students. So I think this is, I don't know when, I'm not sure if this is like an article or something like that. I don't know when this first came about, but let's just have a quick gander at this and then have a look at this just now. So the Open University is committed to driving change and ensuring that academic institutions remain inclusive and accessible for all members of society. The Open Futures Scholarship for Black students is offering the opportunity for 50 students to study for free, whereas the other students, particularly if they're white students, well, fuck them. They don't really count, do they? In our inclusive and diversity type of society that the establishment wants us to live by. So what is the Open Futures Scholarship for Black students? The Open Futures Scholarship for Black students, launching for the first time in academic year between 2022 and 2023, will provide the opportunity for new UK resident students who identify as Black to study for free. 50 scholarships will be available in 2022 to 23. A scholarship covers OU undergraduate credit-bearing modules and qualifications, paying for the full tuition cost for your qualification up to 120 credits each seasonal academic year and 360 credits in total. Successful recipients of a scholarship will also be entitled to receive a one-off £500 study cost grant to support with the cost of preparing for study with the Open University, such as buying a laptop, study materials, or arranging internet access. Again, whereas, like, say, white students, particularly if they're like white working class students, well, they basically get swept under the rug. They are not really that important. In fact, we're just going to tell them to go fuck themselves and basically work in a long menial jobs, and basically become like a fucking wage slave, as it would turn out to be, which is sad. But again, this is all part of the anti-white rhetoric that we're living in just now, where if you're white, then apparently you have white privilege, so you basically get put underneath the oppression scale, I think they call it, some bullshit or something like that. But you'll get any permissions or anything like that at all, because again, you're white. But if you're Black, or if you're like a non-white, especially if you're Black, well, you get education for completely free. And I would imagine that most of this money given for these students are mainly getting paid by the fucking taxpayer. I wouldn't really be surprised at this whatsoever. Let me see. Eligibility. Let's have a look at this. To be eligible, you'll need to meet all the following criteria. Identify as being from a Black background. Applicants must have one of the following ethnicities: Black African, Black Caribbean, Black Other, Mixed White and Black Caribbean, Mixed White and Black African, other mixed background to include Black African, Black Caribbean, or Black Other. Have a personal annual income of not more than £25,000 or be in receipt of the qualifying benefit. Be ordinarily resident in the UK and eligible for the UK fee. Hold no existing higher education qualification. Be a new student to the Open University in academic year 2022 to 23. Be intending to study towards an undergraduate OU qualification or module commencing in the 2022-23 academic year. Be studying at a minimum intensity of 25% or 30 credits per academic year. And I think that's pretty much the end of this page right here. And even it says here, we are now closed for applications for the 2022-23 academic year. If you're successful, we'll email you on the 5th of August, which of course happened earlier this year. But yes, you can clearly tell that we're clearly living in a completely anti-white society just now, especially with stuff like this, with universities. I mean, at this point in time, my education history, I was in college, but I never really went to university. I'm actually kind of glad I never went to university because I think it was my 4th year at college, which ultimately would become my last year at college. I was studying graphic design because I kind of wanted to get into graphic design for whether it be designing for logos or anything like that at all. Maybe get into the comic book industry, because apparently if you're a graphic designer, that's another way to get into the comic book industry. I mean, I don't necessarily know when it comes to that, but that's what the lecturers would tell me at the time. But while I was there, because of course with my college years, and this is not during my 4th year, but from all the way at my 1st year back at 2013 or 2014 or something like that? I'm not entirely too sure, but maybe 2012, I'm not sure. But at that time, we would have these social, well, not necessarily like social courses, but they were kind of, what exactly were they called again? It was like, I'm not entirely too sure, but it kind of felt like a little bit like a Skive type of thing, at least when I was there. But for my 4th and final year at college, I left around about maybe late September, early October. I'm not too sure about that, but I did see a lot of the red flags when it came to the pro SJW, pro lefty type of agenda that was being pushed. You know, the whole feminism type of thing, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be staying here really long. I don't think, but so I end up leaving because of that. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to put up with this bullshit. Which, looking back on it, I don't regret doing that because I'm happy with the way things are. As a matter of fact, I'm actually thinking about getting into trades if I possibly can. So with the job I'm in just now, hopefully I'm going to be saving up. Of course, by the time when Christmas comes to an end, I'm going to try and see if I can still save up, and maybe I can actually start get into a trade type of deal, whether it be for electrician spot or maybe plumbing or something like that. I'm not entirely too sure about. It's something that I'm definitely going to have a look into a lot more and see if I can maybe get into that more entirely. So interesting. I did music in college, haven't really used it besides recording my own music, then doing the mixing and mastering. Fair enough. You know what? I did music back in high school for about 5, maybe 6 years. I'm not entirely too sure. And I actually was pretty successful during the exams all the 5 years, which was quite surprising because I wasn't really into music, but it was something I was like, oh, I like music, but I wasn't like completely dedicated to the whole thing, if you know what I mean. But it was surprising that I still passed those courses, regardless. But yeah, so let's have a. I don't understand the fetish around black ethnics. They are excluding excluding even other ethnic groups now. I guess maybe it's the whole. And this is just my theory when it comes to of the whole fetishization of blacks or people who from whether they're from Africa or have an ancestral connection to Africa. I think it's more to do with the fact that, I mean, again, let's just be brutally honest here. It's more to the fact that uh, because of, again, the major one being like slavery when it comes to it. Another possibility is because of they don't really have much going for them, especially when it comes to Africa. I mean, again, when it comes to like Black history or African history, they never really had a way of recording their own history until, I think, white Europeans came along and told them, look, this is how you record history, for fuck's sake. And I think there have been times in history where we've actually helped them out with places in Africa and then left them to their own devices. You know, they could do whatever they want, and then we'll just leave them be. And again, they'll just find a way to just fuck all that up, you know, regarding to that. So maybe it's to do with that, and maybe again, the establishment might look at Blacks and think, well, they might be a very like lesser like being type of thing. I don't know, but we could maybe use them to our advantage, and of course teach these Blacks, hey, you know how basically how your lives are in a complete shit. Well, it's not because of yourselves or maybe because of your own actions. No. It's not because of you or your people's actions or anything like that, or even what we're capable of doing. No, it's the white man. It's the white man's fault that got you into this route to begin with, and you need to do something about it. And of course, we have all these groups like, you know, Black Lives Matter and all of that. So I think that might be the reason as to the whole fetishization of like Blacks, especially when it comes to mixed race couples. I know they're pushing that a lot with a white woman with a Black man type of idea, but yeah, because they're easy to control by the establishment. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. If my children were of university age now, I would discourage them from going and acquiring the debt. One of mine ended up doing a job that was zero to do with her degree. Right. Well, there you go. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't go back to education, especially with college. I wouldn't go to university. I really don't recommend people, you know, going to an establishment of like that, or any type of institution like that. I would say if you want to maybe do your own education, like I said, do your own education. You can, everything that you want to learn, you can definitely learn online through, well, maybe not Google, because Google is pretty censored kind of a thing when it comes to certain topics. But I'm sure if you could look for, if you want to look for it, you'll end up finding it. So I would definitely advise you all to maybe do your own, you know, your own research if you can. I saw a promo for the BBC drama series set in Wales called The Pack. The entire cast are Black. I mean, there you go. It's they really are pushing this whole anti-white agenda now, aren't they? Really are. Aim for the job you want and learn it. Exactly, picking gas. Let me see. Both Dulwich College and Winchester College refused a £1 million scholarship donation to help poor white boys back in 2019. Well, see, there you go. Another prime example of living in a completely anti-white rhetoric society. So there you go. These institutions really just don't give a fuck about us one way or another. So there you go. Right then, I think we'll move on from there. So we'll move on to another topic. Don't really need that anymore. Let's have a look and see. Speaking of Black people, or in this case, non-whites, let's have a look at this article by the Daily Mail, I think it's called. I think it's from the Daily Mail, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'll just share the screen right now and let you guys see it. But before we do that from our pal, I'd like to see, show me a Black working class neighborhood anywhere on the planet at any time ever that isn't a hellhole. It's never happened. Well, there we go from our pal. Good point. Let's have a look at this just now. From the Daily Mail, yes, this article right here. And the headline reads, Council ditches the term BAME and will start using the phrase global majority to refer to Black and Asian people as part of drive to be more inclusive and diverse. Okay. That's fantastic. All right. So, article here reads, Westminster City Council has dropped the term BAME, Black, Asian, and minority ethnic, from its communications. The local authority has announced it will instead use global majority as a replacement expression. Which, I mean, why not just call them... Well, I mean, I think we all know the answer to Again, this is all just part of this like whites against non-whites type of mentality. Again, part of the whole anti-white rhetoric going on. They'll call it racism, but really racism, as we all know, is just a code word for anti-white. That's basically what it is. The local authority has announced it will instead I read that part already. Sorry, local authorities announced it will instead use global majority as the replacement expression. It follows wider questions asked about describing minorities during the 2020 protests. I mean, they're basically riots for the Black Lives Matter movement. Westminster Council is also setting up anti-racism, or in this case, anti-white training for staff, while its director of communities earns a salary ranging from 106,000 to almost 150,000. News blog Guido Fawkes reports. Is it Guido Fawkes or hold on one sec? All right, okay, that's interesting, right? Culture war, right? Okay, fair enough. Well, there we go. Announced 4 years on from the founding of its Black, Asian, and multi-ethnic network, Westminster Council has committed to serious action to make its organization more diverse and inclusive, basically meaning less white. At the Black, Asian, and multi-ethnic staff network's annual general meeting at City Hall, the council made 3 key commitments. These commitments include to be an anti-racist organization, or in this case, anti-white organization, to continue sustained action to remove pay gaps by 2025. I mean, that's just, we all know the whole pay gap myth is just complete bullshit. But anyway, and to adapt the term global majority instead of BAME. Stuart Love, Chief Executive at Westminster City Council, said, "Our global majority network has challenged, driven, and held us to account to be more diverse and inclusive organization. We have a relentless focus to become an anti-racist organization or anti-white organization, and we want to be a council and a city where everyone from any background has the same opportunity to thrive and grow. The council has been contacted for further comment. I guess they never got a response, or maybe they have, I don't know. The local authority is not alone in abandoning the term BAME. The government's own style guide, updated in December last year, recommended dropping the expression after receiving a report on how COVID had impacted various communities." It's all to do with COVID, I guarantee. It's all to do with COVID. The guidance recommended describing the communities individually rather than grouping them together under an umbrella term. But you're still going to be naming them. But okay, so we don't want to. Hold on a minute. The guidance recommended describing the communities individually rather than grouping them together under a umbrella term. But you're still going to be calling them global majority, which means that they're not from, or not originally from, or ancestry from that area. Well, like, just okay then. I mean, the amount of mental gymnastics is just absolutely fantastic. But anyway, it stated we do not use the term BAME, Black, Asian, and minority ethnic, and BME, Black and minority ethnic, because they emphasize certain ethnic minority groups, Asian and Black, and exclude others. The terms can also mask disparities between different ethnic groups and create misleading interpretations of data. Research also found those from ethnic minorities were 3 times more likely to agree than disagree with the term BAME was unhelpful. More than 7.6 million people in the UK came under the category of BAME in the most recent census. I have a sneaky suspicion maybe it's something entirely different. Now, I know this is an event that never happened in, it might have happened in a couple of places in the UK, especially places like London, but I know it certainly did happen in America, especially in places like San Francisco. There was a news story I covered, I think it was maybe a few months ago, maybe like back in the summer, maybe back in the late spring, I'm not too sure. Maybe it was last year, I'm not entirely too sure, but there was a certain event where Black people from, Black communities were basically assaulting a lot of the Asian population, but because that whole thing happened, they didn't blame the Black community. Instead, they still blamed white people, and of course blamed Trump America, which of course is a lot of bullshit. But we all, again, it's all part of the anti-white rhetoric going on. So I don't know whether or not if maybe this has something to do with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it might have some modicum of a connection with that, where blacks don't really get along with Asians, or Arabs don't get along with blacks, and so on and so forth. Is again, they just constantly eat each other, and again, it's all part of this idea of of uh, in-group preferences. Every single race known to man are very tribalistic in nature. Um, so yeah, maybe it might have something to do with that fact, but yeah, so there we go. More than 7.6 million people in the UK came under the category of BAME in the most recent census. Continuing on, but according to the same data, people identifying as other white has increased by over a million since 2001, taking that total to 2.1 million people in 2011, and is likely to grow again during this year's census. Well, that's kind of interesting. I wonder why they would want to identify themselves as other white. I mean, it's a little bit suspect, or maybe a little bit stranger in that case. But anyway, scrapping the BAME acronym is one of the key proposals by the panel set up in the wake of widespread BLM riots last year and led by Dr. Tony Sewell, because officials believe the term is unhelpful and redundant. Asked about the report in March 2021, then Prime Minister Boris Johnson's spokesman said the government doesn't routinely use the terms BAME or BAME because they're not well understood in user research, and because they include some groups and not others. For example, the UK's ethnic minorities include white minorities and people with a mixed ethnic background. Similarly, we do not use people of color, as it doesn't include white minorities. Our aim is to look and tackle inequalities and disparities wherever they are seen. That's what we are doing through the Leveling Up agenda. All right, then we'll see. There you go. Let me see here. Okay. See the first comment, for fuck's sake. It will not be long before the minority are made to live in reservations. I'm tired of my name being called whitened, so the majority won't mind if they pay the minorities' energy bills and council tax. That's a pretty good point. I actually just thought of something just now with the whole thing of identifying other white. Maybe this might be a bit of a stretch to say, but we all know that if the trends continue the way that they are by 2060 or 2066, then of course the white British population will become a minority by then. Again, if the trends continue the way they are, as it was predicted by Professor David Coleman. So maybe it's a way of seeing those non-whites seeing themselves as again maybe part of the whole British identity type of thing, and maybe trying to use that. That may sound like a little bit of a stretch, but that's what comes off to me regarding to that. But anyway, that's going to be the end of that article there. So we'll just move on from now. So let's have a look and see here. Just close that for now. Global minority. I'm gonna get that on a hoodie. Yeah, that's a good point, Joe. Good point. The cheek of it, still calling them protests. I know it's not. They were not. They were definitely not protests. They were outright riots at that point. They're just complete riots. I mean, just destroying public buildings, private property, destroying shops and stores, and of course, with a major distraught from a lot of the shop owners regarding to that. Which, I mean, that really does make you think, doesn't it? When regarding to that, it was clearly a riot. Clearly a riot regarding to that. Why can't we all just get along? Yeah, I know, right? It makes you think, doesn't it? Well, they need a leg up because they are thick as shit. Well, that's from Joe Marsh. But anyway, when asked what job would I do if black, I said shiny repairman. God, from picking gas. Every day be black soon. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Even the sheep are black nowadays. I mean, wow. Yeah. Well, even you can't even sing the term, black, like it's no longer Baba black sheep. It's now Baba rainbow sheep. But oh well. Jason came across like someone telling their ex, who is now marrying someone else, that they are happy for them when they clearly don't mean it. Fake as fuck. Well, that's from Joe Marsh. I guess not a fan of Jason, but that's from Joe Marsh regarding to that. So again, that's a fair point to make regarding to that, Joe. No worries with that. It's Black Friday tomorrow as well. Oh, is it? Fuck. Black Friday tomorrow. I can't believe that. Mostly peaceful riots. Yeah, indeed, indeed. For more great content, follow Chief Booty on the following links. Oh, thank you very much, English Rose. I greatly appreciate that. So there's a Telegram link that I greatly appreciate that. Porridge will be black soon. There's my Gab link. Thank you very much, English Rose. Greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to have a quick check to see entropy. Nothing came through yet in terms of questions or donations. That's completely fine. No worries with that whatsoever. That rainbow sheep thing was a joke, right? I mean, I don't really think it was, because I was told that, back in my school days, you can't say black sheep anymore. You have to say Baba rainbow sheep now. It's like, okay, but just why? I never really thought of it as much. I was just kind of thinking, well, why? Why can't we say it, Baba black sheep, and have to say it as Baba rainbow sheep? But anyway. English Rose has also posted my link for Odysee, and of course also posted my Twitter account, and also posted a link for my entropy. Thank you very much, English Rose. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. Global majority sheep, get it right. Yeah, indeed. So indeed, right. Let me see here. That's fine and dandy with that. Perfect. All right, so let's have a look and see this other article. Now, it's to do with Kanye West, and I know I've talked about Kanye West, I think a couple times on the show now, but this one came to my attention today. But I think this New York Post article came out, I think it was about a couple of days ago, maybe 3 days ago. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, 21st of November. So let's have a look at this just now and see where it goes. Okay, done. Well, thank you very much, English Rose. I greatly appreciate that. Right, let's have a look at this from the New York Post. And as you can see on the what do they call the article? It reads: Kanye West says he's running for president in 2024. So looks like Donald Trump or anyone running for presidency is going to have a lot of competition apparently by Kanye West. So that's going to be really interesting. But let's have a look at this. Oh dear, I just had to read through this sentence here. Let's have a look at this, right? Kanye West says he's planning a 2024 presidential run and has tapped far-right provocateur Milo Yiannopoulos in a video posted to Twitter on Sunday. Yeah, he's already fucked. Yeah, I think it's done. I mean, as soon as you have Milo Yiannopoulos working for you, I think it's dead in the water at this point. If that's even the old saying, but yeah, it's pretty much done at this point. Pretty much done. The video in which West says, Yiannopoulos is working on his campaign comes as the rapper's Twitter account was restored after he was banned from the app in the wake of vile anti-Semitic remarks he made that last month. I mean, they were pretty base remarks, but that's beside the point. This is Milo right here working on the campaign. West45 says in the video posted on this Twitter account. Let's have a look at this video and then continue on with the article. But oh, sorry, that tweet has been deleted. Oh, why was it deleted, I wonder? Oh, that's interesting. Why has it been deleted? Wait, what's this? Matt Walsh is a groomer. What the hell is this? Hold on a sec. I really don't know about that. It's probably some like these like lefty anti-white, douchebags are probably trying to smear Matt Walsh. I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether or not if that did happen. But anyway, well, maybe I can have a further look into that later on. But we'll definitely see. They were Jewish ships, yeah, indeed. Let's get back to the article. Anyway, so it's interesting why that video was deleted. I mean, I don't know why they would delete that video, but I mean, I guess it makes people to put on the conspiracy theory hat or maybe something to that effect. But anyway, moving on from there, Kanye West says he will run for president in 2024, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, I think that name rings a bell. Was Marjorie Taylor Greene, was she not like an America First supporter? Hold on a minute here. Let me have a quick look here. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Who is she again? If the name rings a bell, yes, yeah. She was a I think I don't know if she still is now, but she was a devout supporter of America First and also with Nick Fuentes. So that explains even more. And I think she's married to like a Jewish person, or maybe she's Jewish herself, but I'm not too sure. But again, that really makes you think, doesn't it? That because this whole thing happened with Kanye West, now it's like the Jews are trying to take over, like, oh, we're gonna try and help you out, goy, or something to that effect. But I don't know. But anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene, in turn, Milo Yiannopoulos is working on the campaign, and I think there should be an image that might back this up as well. Let's have a look at this. Hopefully it's there. Maybe it's not. No, it's been deleted. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. Right. Okay. Actually, no. Maybe it should. Maybe not. No. Actually, maybe I could have a look at it through here. Maybe. Hold on. I want to see if the actual Twitter account is actually still active. No, it seemed to be deleted. Right. I wonder why it was deleted. That's really interesting. But anyway, so continuing on from there, is that an announcement? One of the men asked as they both laugh. I guess it is Yiannopoulos. Oh no, sorry. I guess it is Yiannopoulos who most recently worked as an unpaid intern for right-wing firebrand rep Marjorie Taylor. Replies chuckling, "Thanks, I accept." The cameraman then asked West, "So are you running?" And I would imagine that Kanye said, like, yeah, yes. Ye answers with a laugh. It's simple because it ain't nobody can tell me, you should say this, you shouldn't say that, it's just we're moving towards the future. West and Yiannopoulos have a shared experience of making horrific remarks and quickly being slammed by the public. I mean, never mind the fact that Milo Yiannopoulos is Jewish himself and also dated or married a black man, but that's beside the point. West, who changed his legal name to Ye, tweeted about going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people in early October and was subsequently banned from social media platform. Earlier Sunday, the musician turned designer posted a message to his Twitter profile to see if his account was reinstated since Elon Musk took over the company. Testing, seeing if my Twitter is unblocked, West wrote to his nearly 32 million followers. Of course, we all know he's got his Twitter account back. Musk, who bought the company for $44 billion, Jesus, was actually that amount. So was restored before the acquisition he had, and he was not consulted beforehand. The billionaire restored former President Donald Trump's Twitter account a day earlier after polling users. Trump, who was also announced a 2024 White House run, was dumped on Twitter in the aftermath of the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. I mean, it wasn't really a riot with that, but again, that's a completely different subject matter in and of itself. And there's definitely like a lot of aspects to the whole January 6th event that when it comes to Big Alaska and Nick Fuentes and of course all of them other members of America First that are very interesting when it comes to the aftermath of January 6th. But I'm not going to go any further from there. That's like an entirely different topic in and of itself. But anyway, Yiannopoulos, who remains off Twitter and had largely disappeared from the public eye since 2017, when he made comments allegedly advocating for pedophilia, saying that sex between 13-year-olds and older men can be life-affirming. Oh, I remember that. As a matter of fact, I remember that whole thing happened, and then he went on the Drunken Peasants podcast. This was when The Amazing Atheist was on. Paul's Ego was on, Scotty was on there, and I think Ben was also on it too. They had Milo Yiannopoulos on, and then of course they talked to him about that, and Milo made his points about that, and then the aftermath of it all was just it was just unbelievable. It was like, holy shit, but of course looking back on it now, it's like, well, I mean, Milo pretty much did that to himself. He pretty much completely tarnished himself by having these fucking degenerate opinions. But anyway, he made headlines over the summer with the announcement of his humble, unpaid gig working on Taylor Greene. I mean, I highly doubt it's going to be unpaid or anything like that at all, because again, it's Milo Yiannopoulos regarding to that. So, is there any more to the article, I wonder? I mean, just pop up even more articles bringing up here. Well, there's a conversation. I guess that's the end of the article itself. Let's have a look at the comments from here. It'll take lots of money and really good therapy to help the West children nowadays. They probably inherited his mental problems anyway, and he refuses help. I mean, that's like fuck off. That's fucked up beyond belief. Therapy for his kids should begin the moment they left the birth canal. Like, I mean, just like fuck off. That's the problem with these fucking. I'm assuming they're like leftists. I mean, the absolute fucking like degenerate cunts as they are. Not a shred of honor with these people whatsoever. Like, fuck off. Oh god! And with the announcements like this, it is any wonder why we are a laughing stock to other countries. I mean, if it was Kanye against Joe Bumble, guess who I'm voting for? Honestly, I don't know how our mail-in president survived this long. I would really like to know what pills Jill is slipping him before he stands up for a speech or press conference. There we go. So that's the end of that article right there just now. So yes, Kanye West is running for president for 2024, and I mean, great, I guess. So, but yeah, so they immediately surrounded Ye with people to keep him under control. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that when that whole thing happened, like Kanye was, basically talking about the JQ and basically calling them out, kind of an idea, and then all these. And now that Kanye wants to go through with the presidential run, all of a sudden, all these people start coming into the fold, like Miley Yiannopoulos, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I don't know if she's actually Jewish herself, but she, I guess supports Miley Yiannopoulos, and I think she's married to a Jew. She supports America First, who, let's all be honest here, America First are not very very America First. They're very Israel First at this point in time, especially when they have fucking Laura Lumar to back and support for some campaign. I think it was earlier this year or something like that. But I mean, yeah. So it's kind of funny how mainly these people are starting to come into the woodwork and trying to sell Kanye West down. It's like, hey, listen, we can help you out and all this stuff. I mean, yeah, you might have said this about our people, but but that doesn't matter. We're going to make you the president for 2024. We're going to help you out with all of that. Yeah, Tel Aviv first, exactly. Ugly truth. Green with an E equals Jewish. Well, there we go. So yeah. So that's, I mean, not really much of a surprise there, but I mean, it's not even much of a surprise that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Miley Yiannopoulos are going to have some involvement with that, which, I mean, don't be surprised when maybe further developments might happen regarding to those people involved. I mean, don't be really that surprised, folks. Anyway, so what anymore? I think that's really all the articles covered tonight. So that's, I think we're approaching 7 o'clock just now. So I actually cannot believe it's been like an hour already. So I'll go on for another half an hour and I'll end at 7:30. And so I guess what we could do for the last half an hour is we could do like a short Q&A now. And what I'll do now is I will again post a link for the entropy link in the chat just now. And I'll just post it here at the moment. You can see it now. So again, if you have any questions to ask me for the last half an hour, please include those questions. It would be either an unpaid question or a paid question. Just input those questions in the entropy link in the chat just now, and then I'll see I can get back onto my entropy stream and then answer those questions for the last half an hour. The Sergeant's affair woke me up to Jewish terrorism. Well, fair enough. I think that's something I might want to have a look into myself actually as well. Actually, hold on a minute. One sec. We're going to Brave. See if I can find it here. Let me see. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute. No more biscuit questions. Yeah, no more biscuit questions. Yeah, none of that. Affair. Let me have a look at that. And this will be something I can have a look into. Okay. Right. Perfect. I'll definitely have a look at that later on. Thank you for bringing that up, Hasdak. I greatly appreciate that. All right, then. Let's have thank you very much, English Rose. If you wish to ask a question or donate to the channel, please use Entropy, which of course the link will be just right here. Again, English Rose, greatly appreciate you doing that. I greatly appreciate that 100%. Thank you very much. Excellent. While I'm waiting for that, was there anything else I want to discuss? Because I think that's pretty much it. I mean, there maybe was one other thing. I was gonna maybe do like a short reaction to Count Dango's couple of videos, and I thought, well, there's really no point in doing that, is there? Because there's one video he was talking about about Italy's immigration uh, not problems, but the changes that Italy's immigration processes could be slightly changed. I think they're going to be banning, like maybe like men that come up ashore to Italy or something like that. And of course, Dankula, being a typical Sevnat, whatever you want to call them, would make a point about, well, as long as they come to the country legally, then of course, then that should be no problem. But of course, I completely disagree with that. I think we should close all borders and have voluntary repatriation, and of course, having an increase of white birth rates here in Britain, or even other European countries for that matter. Picking guys, any good fishing where you live, Chief Moody? Well, I mean, I haven't really been looking into that at the moment, but let's just say I think maybe online maybe a better option at the moment, because I, I don't really tend to try and do stuff like that. But anyway, any good fishing where you live, or maybe in terms of like fishing, not like dating or anything like that. But I never really gave fishing more of a shot. I think I was asked to go fishing when I was a little bit younger, but of course, me being really young of age, I wasn't really that keen into it. But I think there may be like a couple of areas that might be quite good for fishing. I've seen a few people who fished in those type of areas, so maybe might be worth a shot one day. But I don't know. Maybe someday. I'm not entirely too sure regarding to that. So, over a bloody million came legally. That's insane. Yeah, I know, right? It's yeah. I just don't understand how people like Danko and all of that would agree with illegal immigration, but oh no, illegal immigration. No, that's a bridge too far. It's like, no, I'm against immigration entirely. So, and for your dinner, I mean, I never, I've not had anything to dinner as of yet. Mainly because I can't really get anything from my dinner, because at the moment I don't really have any money to kind of go by at the moment. But I mean, I'll see if I could try and send them all back. Yeah, but I mean, like salmon, learn to fish. You might need it one day. Yeah, maybe. So, apparently, you would have to build a house every 6 months to keep up with immigration. Yeah, I know, right? Which is like shocking when it comes to that. Really shocking. But yeah, so at the moment, when it comes to like maybe dinner kind of thing, I can't really get anything at the moment because I don't really have any money at the moment, which kind of sucks. But I should get something maybe tomorrow or maybe on Saturday. But I mean, again, I'll just need to power on through it. So anyway, but I don't know if you can actually get salmon where I live in terms of like fishing. Anyway, I don't know if it's just like regular small fish or anything like that. But yeah, so maybe I could try do fishing one day. Like maybe see how it goes, because as someone pointed out in the Gammon Sandwich pointed out in the chat, learn to fish. You might need it one day. I mean, it's a very, very valid point, especially the way things are going at the moment. So yeah, so I like salmon. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I like fish myself. I mean, especially when it comes to like a chippy, like if there's like a spare fish, I might have it, and it's quite nice as long as it's not like too dry. Then I do like it, but yeah, that's my my experience when it comes to eating fish. But anyway, so let me see here. Probably we'll need to build a house every 4 minutes now. I know, because of the way things are going when it comes to immigration, it's shocking. It really is absolutely shocking regarding to that. So. Really is shocking regarding to that. Right, okay. Any mountain streams nearby? I don't really think that. I don't know if that would be that would be possible, to be quite honest. But I'm not sure with that. So not sure with that. Anyway. Don't think I could see my breath. I thought I could see my breath a couple of times during the stream, but I think it's again it's not really as cold anymore, so that should be fine. So yeah, we should be all right. Immigration figures are somewhat higher. Didn't we have a net migration figure of 500,000 this year? I'm not sure. I think maybe it was something that amount. Maybe a bit slightly less, maybe a bit more. But I think it was roughly around that amount. Learn how to fish, shoot, and trap, as well as knowing what plants are out, and as well as knowing what plants are edible. Right? Yeah, that's a fair point, Woodlander. That's something that I definitely should maybe learn a lot more. If I'm out in the wilderness, like by myself, whatever might happen in regard to that. So yeah, that's a good shout. Learn to fish, learn to shoot. Well, hunting, of course, relating to that, of course, and of course, as long as you got a license with that, of course, that's the main factor with that. Trap as well when it comes to animals. So knowing what plants are edible, yeah, good shout. We'll be using a silver spoon spinner. Yeah, yeah. I'm not actually too sure what that is. Hold on, let me have a quick look at that. Silver spoon. What was it? Silver spoon spinner. Let's have a look. See what that's meant to be. Ah, right. That's for the fish, right? I see. Okay, fair enough. I always wonder what they were called. I thought maybe there was something called something entirely different, but all right, fair enough. The more you know. The more you know. A book called "Food for Free" by Richard. All right. Let me see if I can actually find that real quick and see if I can give that a further look later on, and then see from there. So new tab. What was it called? Food for Free. Free by Richard. Maybe I think it's maybe. As you pronounce it, maybe or something like that. Let's see. Richard. Maybe. Let's see here. Right, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look at that as well later on. Thank you very much for that. That 500,000 doesn't include the illegal channel migrants either. Wow, that's holy shit. That's legal immigration. 500,000. That's a lot. And what mushrooms are edible and contain no LSD? I'm not really much of a mushrooms fan myself, to be quite honest, but spinners and lures, which are dummy fish, right? Yeah, that's fine. I thought they were again, like I said, I thought they were called something entirely different, but that's fair enough. Fair enough. Right, okay. Hmm. 29 people watching the show, which is good. Let me see, and I'm sure maybe more people will come along, maybe like after the show ended, and they'll watch it afterwards. But I've noticed on my phone just now that Wesley is live. I know he's usually live at around about 7 o'clock. So again, I'll do this for maybe up until 7:30, and then that way the show will come to an end. And I'm just going to chill out for the rest of the evening. So that's going to be that. Unless, I mean, I might as well just mention it here just now, but folks, I really, well, I don't really want to maybe come off as this way, but hold 1 second. Run rocket to the moon. Good evening, and just got in from work. Well, thank you very much for watching the Image of the Nation. Great. Place that with McPherson's rant by Hamish. Let me have a quick look at that and then see if it's playable. I don't know. I don't want to say like it's not like bad or anything like that at all. But let me have a look at this just real quick. Amish. McPherson's rant. Right. Let's see. See if it'll be on here. Hold on a minute here. Right, okay. Right, should it be? Hold on a minute. Let me just have a quick listen. It's awfully quiet. Wait a minute. Maybe it's like from one year to another type of thing. Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So if I were to mention just real quick, folks, I know I did say that like earlier on that I wasn't gonna have anything to eat because I don't have any money to kind of help myself, kind of a thing, and I was gonna wait until maybe tomorrow or Saturday if I get my pay, type of thing. But I really don't like doing this because it makes me look kind of like kind of bad or anything with that at all. But I was wondering if I could maybe ask you guys just for a little bit of help, just for this once kind of thing. Um, I know that I did say that the recorded version. Well, I'll see if I can dig that up in a minute, picking gas. But as I was saying, I was wondering if you guys can maybe just help me out this one time, kind of thing. It doesn't have to be much or anything with that at all, but it's just at the moment I'm really hungry and I'm really thirsty. I've not had anything to eat or drink for the past maybe like a couple of days or so, and I would really wait for maybe tomorrow or Saturday to maybe get something. But again, I just don't have anything at the moment, so I would greatly appreciate it. Again, I really don't like doing this, but I really would greatly appreciate if you guys could maybe help me out just for this one time kind of thing. Um, whether it be through entropy for donations, or maybe because I don't know if I get the entropy donation until the end of the month, or maybe through PayPal if you can. I know I've said in the past I'm not really using PayPal, but if you want to send me like directly and I would get that money instantly, then PayPal would be like a best bet kind of thing. Um, Hold on a minute. I'll see if I can find the song first, and then see if I can dig up the PayPal link at the moment. I never really asked for any much help from people, but it's just this one time. If you guys can maybe help me out, just for this one time kind of thing. Uh, I'm a very prideful person. I never really ask for help for much people because I don't really ask, like I don't really like the idea of asking for help. I'd rather just continuing on and do the work, or even just continuing on as it is kind of thing, and not requiring any help. But maybe for this one time, if I could ask you guys just for a little bit of like help, if you can, kind of a thing, just so it can keep me going until for like a day or two, kind of a thing, that I can have something to eat and drink, kind of a thing, that type of idea. What I'll do is I'll see if I can get the PayPal link. And again, please don't feel obligated if you have to do this. Like, it would be, I would greatly appreciate if you guys could help me out with this kind of thing. So let me just, where's your link? You can't go hungry, for fuck's sake. Hold on a minute. I'll post it at the PayPal link here at the moment. So again, please, you've not eaten or drank for days. What the fuck? I know, like, I'm just like that type of thing. Like, I kind of see it as like, right, I'm getting paid at a certain date. I'm sure I could maybe hold on just a little bit longer, type of thing with that. So my bank card's at work, mate. Stream tomorrow, and I can do some shit. Do some shit. Fair enough. I mean, if you can. So, but there's the PayPal link there. Again, please don't feel obligated if you have to donate or anything like that at all. I would greatly appreciate if you guys can give me, again, just a little, even just a short amount. That would be, you can get a good parcel, mate. Fair enough. Chief, when you drop me a message on Telegram, please, mate. All right, okay, Woodlander. Hold on a second here. I'll see if I can. Hold on a minute here. get some here. I should be able to find you here actually. Wait a minute, what Lander? Oh, when Lander chat. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Wait a minute. Ah, there we go. Found you. Right, hold on. There we go. So I dropped your message with Lander. Hopefully that should be out with that. You a good dude. I wish I could help. Yeah, no, we're again, please, again, folks, don't feel obligated if you have to donate or anything like that at all. It's just like, because like I said, I'm sure I can manage for another day or two kind of a thing, because I get paid on, I think it's maybe I think tomorrow or maybe Saturday. I don't know why it would be a Saturday. It's really weird, but I've not had anything to eat or drink for the past couple of days, and I would ask maybe just a little bit of help kind of thing, but that sort of idea. But again, don't feel obligated if you have to help or anything like that at all. It's just I'm sure. Why didn't you message me about that again? Because I'm just like that type of thing. I'm too prideful when it comes to that. I don't like the idea of asking for help when it comes to other people. If you were to ask me, say if you want me to help you out, I would be very glad to help a person out. But I'm very prideful when it comes to stuff like that at all. Like I've always grown up with the idea of, if you want something, if you really want something badly, you have to work it, you have to earn it, type of thing. So that's where I go when it comes to that idea, and that for me is wow, and that's really where I come from with that type of idea. Get a food parcel if you're struggling. There's help out there. I get one now and again when I'm struggling. No guilt here. It's pride in it. Yeah, I get that, man. It's more to do with like a pride thing type of idea with that. So yeah. Check PayPal me. Hold on a second. 1 second here. Let's check it out in a minute. Hold on a sec. Right, hold on. I think that's the password for it. Right, 1 sec. Wow. Let me see here. I received £10 by Gammon Sandwich. Gammon, again, thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. So thank you very much for that. That's good. So looks like, I'll be able to get something to eat then with that case. I mean, I think that will be enough, honestly. So again, thank you all very much for that. Even those who didn't donate or anything like that at all, again, don't worry about that. I greatly appreciate that regarding to that. So share us your store code and account number. I can do that. I can do that. Fuck them other ways. I'll get a pen and delete the video afters. Right. I mean, well, we'll see with that. Someone drop him a pony. I don't know if it's maybe penny or but typed in pony by mistake. But I mean, but no, honestly, I greatly appreciate that. So that means I could be able to get some. Oh, £5 from Rory Harper. Again, thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate that, folks. So yeah, it looks like I could definitely get something to eat with that. So that should be something to look forward to now. So again, guys, thank you very much for doing that. I mean, you really didn't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate that nonetheless. Because I never see, the thing is with that, folks, I never we are a community and we help each other. No, that's true, English Rose. I greatly do appreciate that. How much is a pony? But it's just, for me, it's just I've received a £10 donation from Stan1 on Entropy. Well, thank you very much, Stan1. I greatly appreciate that. From one British nationalist to another. Again, Stan1, thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate that, brother. It's just how much is a pony? All right, 20. Oh, I see. Right. Well, I mean, for that, I never tend to. I mean, I ask like donations, but again, that's more like a part of the show type of thing with that in this case. But in terms of like asking people for help type of thing when it comes to that, I never ever do that, because I don't want to come off as if like I'm like e-begging or anything like that at all. Because I mean, this isn't like the first time I've went through this. I've went through this type of stuff like multiple times in the past, where I have no money. I might get something maybe from here and there, but But once I get paid, that's when it all goes back to normal kind of thing with that. But at this point in time, I should get a much bigger pay around about December time. So I'm going to use that, of course, because Christmas is coming up. I'm going to save up a little bit, and then I'll get another pay slightly after that, and then maybe a final pay on January, and I'm going to save that up and then use that to maybe get into trading kind of thing. Wow, another donation from Peter from maybe I shouldn't say the name again just in case, but again, thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate that. We've all been there, mate. Yeah, it's horrible. I actually don't wish that upon anybody, not having any money for like food or like drink or anything with that at all. It's actually horrible. It really is utterly horrible. I don't even wish that upon like my own worst enemy. For Christ's sake, it's horrible. Any friend in tow would do the same, Chief. Yeah, indeed. I mean, as English Rose perfectly pointed out earlier on, saying that we're all one community. We all look out for each other regarding to that. So, what about a monkey? How much is that? Is it? I hope it's not like 500. That would be a hell of a lot of an amount for that. So, but anyway. Let me see here for is that I think that should be capitals. Hold on a minute here. Just having a quick look at this and then having a look at this with hold on a minute here. Right, so I've got £25. Right, excellent. Guys, again, thank you all very much for that. I greatly appreciate your kind generosity. Well, technically 35 because as I said, I got a £10 donation from Stan1 through Entropy, which again, greatly appreciate that. So that's really good. So again, thank you very much for that, folks. And I never tend to ask any help from anybody, and I really don't like doing that in this case because I don't want to come off as like, weak or like kind of that type of thing. But again, I greatly appreciate your kind generosity with that. So hopefully, I should be okay for now up until I get paid. I think it's either. I don't think it's. It might be tomorrow, but if it's not tomorrow, then maybe Saturday. I don't know why they're paying me on a Saturday. It's just really bizarre that. But anyway, but yeah, it looks like I'll definitely get something to eat for now. So that I greatly appreciate. I'll stick around for another few minutes, and then we'll see if we can end the show to a close. Well done, you guys. That donate, you good people. Nice one. Yeah, they're very good people. In fact, I might as well. Mention who they are. So Stan1, who donated £10 on Entropy, thank you very much for that. Rory Herbert donated £5 on my PayPal. I mean, thank you very much for doing that. Gamma Sandwich have also donated £10. Thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate that. There is another person who I don't want to say their names just in case because I don't know if it's their. Wait a second. Hold on a minute here. Oh no, Peter Walker. No, I think Peter Walker is a regular viewer of the show anyway, so that should be fine. No worries. So he donated £10 to me through PayPal as well. And again, I greatly appreciate that. So, holy crap! I've received. Speaking of that, I received another donation. Again, I don't know if I should say their name because I don't know if their names are public or anything like that at all. But a certain person. Hold on a minute here. Yeah, I won't say their names again, just in case if they're not public or anything with that at all. But they've sent me £20 donation through PayPal. Again, thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate that. I actually can't believe that. Like, again, you guys didn't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate that nonetheless. Yes, that's the key word here with this part right here, community. Now, folks, I can guarantee you all this just now, folks. This will be the first and only time that I'll mention this on the show, because again, I really don't want to come off as if like I'm e-begging or anything like that at all, because I know that definitely gets like a really bad rep, especially in the national scene when it comes to that. I'm glad I didn't miss this one. No worries, Don. But again, thank you very much for your donation there. Good on you, boys. Weeks at shopping, great people, indeed. From Joe Marsh, real quick. If I had to go live just now to test if it plays through Radio Albion. Sorry if people thought I was live. No, that's completely fine, Joe. Of course, it's a good thing that you did do that, because obviously people want to see your show more than ever at this point. So hopefully you can get the show going when it comes to that, and then hopefully we'll definitely see your takes when it comes to British politics or in the coming maybe days or weeks. I don't know, but I certainly can't wait for your full-on stream to come on. Actually, was it English Rose that posted something in the chat earlier on about that Joe, was it, or maybe that's might something to do with maybe him doing a test stream. I don't know when it comes to that, but yeah. Anyway, so good luck. Will be yours indeed. Thank you very much. So cool. That's cool to see. So really good stuff. Really good stuff. Right. Let me see Hamish McPherson rant live. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Right. So it says live recording. So maybe I don't know if that might be the same thing, but I can have a quick look at that and then see from there with that, of course. So I'm going to go live. Oh, here we go from Joe, right? Let's see what he says about this. I'm going to go live Sunday at 2 p.m. I'll sort a link out tonight and send it out. That's really good to hear. So yeah, I'll definitely share that on my Telegram page. Definitely, Joe. Galileo's Tongue, thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's Mood of the Nation. I greatly appreciate you being here. And I actually don't normally see you a lot, but no, it's great for you to be here nonetheless. It will be well received, Joe, for this end, mate. Yep, I agree. I think it's going to be a very popular show coming along, and I can't wait to see it. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything on Sunday anyway, but I can't wait to see it. I think a lot of people are definitely looking forward to your show coming soon, especially coming this Sunday, Joe. So hopefully that's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a big success because from my past experience of having you on the show, and I know seeing you on other platforms or other shows like Steve Law's live streams and also Active Patriots stream, they were really good. I think they were pretty popular. So, shit, missed the show. Yeah, Austin Advocate is coming towards the end of the show already when it comes to that. But yeah, so. But again, everyone, I greatly appreciate everyone coming along. And for those who've missed it, sorry, but I'm going to stream at 7:30. But I mean, you can watch it after the show comes to an end tonight anyway with that. So, Gamma Sandwich is going to go. Thank you very much, Gammon. Thank you very much for watching the show. And also, thank you very much for your kind, generous donation. I greatly appreciate that. Sorry, greatly appreciate that, of course. Let me see here. So who else? But yeah, definitely check out Joe's stream coming along at 2 p.m. or this coming Sunday at 2 p.m. And yeah, we'll definitely give that a watch. There's English Rose posting that link about that just now. Check it out here. Yep, indeed. That's very true. Definitely tune into that show on Sunday. Go get something to eat, Chief. You must be starving. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to. I actually don't know what to get, really. I don't know whether or not if I should make myself or get myself. Well, then again, I maybe should be careful with the money, but maybe a steak, like ribeye steak, and maybe with eggs with it, or maybe burgers. I'm not entirely too sure. I'll think of something when I head up there and of course see from there, of course. But anyway. You got the right artist, but prefer not prefer not live. Right? Okay, that's fine. Maybe I can have a look at that later on, then if that's the case. Right. Okay, then that's fine then. Haggis, that's a good shout. Haggis, yeah. No, I think the last time I've had haggis was actually back at the accommodation during the PA Northern Conference. I remember that actually. So yeah, I can't. Maybe I could give that a try with that. I can't afford steak now. Yeah, I mean, I think it also depends on where you go exactly. Because maybe there's some place. I think you guys even mentioned on Tuesday's episode that maybe I think it was either Lidl's or Aldi's might be the best place to go in terms of like really cheap stuff. I don't know if that's really true, especially when it comes to steak, but maybe you can have a look at there sometime and then kind of see from there. Have you got enough money for a wife, Chief? Maybe not now, but maybe sometime in the future. If I'm more careful with my money, then I'll definitely see if I can look after my money so I can provide for not just for myself, but of course for my future family, of course, when it comes to that. So I'm getting haggis this weekend. That's good to hear. Lidl, right? Lidl might be the best option when it comes to that. Right. Thank you, Hasduck. Thank you for pointing that out. You should eat bugs now for the for the climate. Yeah, okay. That's the yeah. I'm not gonna eat the bugs. I'm gonna be a bigot and I'm not gonna eat the bugs. So haggis is blinking. Well, lovely. Yeah, it really is. It really is worth a half. Local butcher from Fort William. That's a really good shout. A really good shout with that indeed. Right then, folks. I think it's now half past 11. Jesus, 7:30 at the moment here. So maybe I'll give the stream an end there just now, folks. But listen, greatly appreciate everyone turning up. Greatly appreciate everyone enjoying the content, and I sure as hell greatly appreciate your kind generosity with the donations. And again, you all didn't have to do well. For those that did donate, you didn't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate everyone helping out when it comes to that. And as I said, I know we've all been there before, but I'm the type of person that really doesn't like asking for help, kind of thing. I'll definitely help you out, but please don't help me out. I'm the type of person maybe that's very stubborn, very prideful, and I could definitely, I think I can pretty much, help myself when it comes to that. But again, as English Rose and everyone else pointed out in the chat, we're all one big community. If anyone is in a really bad state, we all help each other out, regardless when it comes to that. So for that, greatly appreciate that, and I'm sure so glad that I'm a part of this overall community. So and this is why I'm overall doing this to begin with, because I want to keep this community alive. I want to keep this community going. I want this community to grow even further than it is at the moment. So, but yeah, there we go. So, get some skirt and steak and lamb kidneys. Yum. That actually sounds really appetizing. But yeah. Same celebs pushing the clot shot or pretending to eat bugs. Yeah, I think I might have seen that with what's her name? It's she's I don't think she's English. I think she's an Australian actress. She's blonde. I think she's been in films like Moulin Rouge with Ewan McGregor. I think it's Ewan McGregor. But what was her name again? I don't know if maybe that was her. Maybe it was a couple. Nicole Kidman. That's the name. Yes, Nicole Kidman. I think it was her. I don't know if it was a completely different actress, but I did see her participate in that type of commercial regarding to that. So yeah, there we go. So yes, I remember as a joke, I asked to borrow a tenner, and Chief said he would give me a tenner. Top geezer. Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yeah. If you need the money, then I think I could be able to help out with that best I can. So, but yeah. So anyway, so folks, that's going to be the end of tonight's episode. Thank you all very much for tuning in tonight. I will be back for Sunday, and this is where I'll be talking about Hans Kohn, I think you pronounce his name. Again, the father of civic nationalism, whatever you want to call it that. And also on that same day, on Sunday at 2 p.m., Joe will be live for the first time. Definitely check that out. And yeah, I'm going to be... Cheers for taking time out and doing these streams. Well, no worse time one. I greatly appreciate everyone coming along, and I really enjoy doing these streams. So thank you very much for coming. I will be back on Sunday. I think I'll do my stream on Sunday at maybe 5 p.m., maybe 6 p.m. I'm not entirely too sure, but I'll keep you guys posted with updates on Telegram. So definitely follow me on Telegram if you want to see any more future updates with that. And yeah, that's going to be it, folks. This is Chief Moody signing out. You have been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you all next time. Thank you, and good night. Take care.
There will ye dark and lonely hills are a war beneath the sky. Macpherson's time will not be lang on yonder gallows high. Say Rantonley, say Wantonley, say Dantonley, Gady. He's played a tune
and he's danced it around in a below the gallows tree. It was by a woman, treacherous on, I am condemned to die. Below a ledge at my window she stood, a blanket she threw away. Say wantonly, say wantonly, say wantonly gay. He's played a tune and he's danced it around in a below the gallows tree. There's some come here, they see me hang, some take by my fiddle. But before that I would bear to her, I'd break her through the middle. Say wantonly, say wantonly, say wantonly gaily. He's played a tune and he's danced it around in a below the gallows tree. He took the fiddle into big cold horn, brack it over a stain, saying neither hand shall play on thee, and I am deed and gain. Say wantonly, say wantonly, say wantonly gaily. He's played a tune and he's danced it around in a below the gallows tree. His reprieve's coming o'er the break of bam, they set Macpherson free. But they put the knot a quarter to four, they hanged him to the tree. Say wantonly, say wantonly, say wantonly gaily. He's played a tune and he's danced it around in a below the gallows tree. Oh, little did my mother think when first she cradled me that I would turn a roving boy, die on the gallows tree. Say wantonly, say wantonly, say wantonly gaily. He's played a tune and he's danced it around in a below the gallows